And hello once again, this is Tim from V7 Software Development. We're going to be looking at some of the options and settings in the program. So let's go up to our File menu, open that up. We've got a backup and restore function right at the very top. I highly recommend you do a backup on a regular basis. Now this will back up your entire flat rate database, including parts, tasks, and books, as well as your company settings. To do that, click Backup, select an external drive, a flash drive, a hard drive, whatever you have handy, just something external from your computer or your server. I happen to have a Passport external USB plugged in right now. We'll select that, and we'll click OK. Backup complete. Now, to restore that backup, it's just as simple. Navigate to your backup, and the backup is named Flat Rate DB. Select that, click Open. It'll give you a prompt if you wish to restore. Click Yes, and it was successful. The program needs to restart, so we'll click Yes. And there we go, we're all restored. So moving on down the File menu, we have a password feature. Allows you to set an admin password and a user password. The difference is the admin will have full access, the user has limited access. Very simple, just enter your password, click Set Save button, and the next time the program is opened, it will require that password. Now make sure you enter at least an admin password. There has to be at least one person that can get into the program in case of an emergency. So create that first, and then create your user password for all of your users. Now we have an import feature here. This is if you have an older version prior to Flat Rate Advisor 4, you may need to import your database. If you're having problems upgrading from an older version to a new one, you probably do have to import, and you would click this and it'll give you instructions on how to do so. Next item is remove license and registration. Next is the edit menu, and the edit menu just contains all the same items that you see down here on your main menu, just in a drop-down form. Your print options, book settings. Now when you create your books, the default settings are going to be over here in the left-hand side. If you want to use those default settings when you're creating your new book, just go ahead and create it as we discussed in another video. Otherwise, you can make changes here, but any changes you made will not last. It'll only be a one-time only for this book. The next time you come back to create another book, it will be back to default. So if you want to make the defaults different than what they are, you would need to go to those respective screens, your factors and taxes and labor setup screens. But if you just want to make a one-time change to the current book that you're creating, you can do it right here. And next is index. Now that will open up the book screen again, and on the book screen you have a print index button. So you click that, confirm the book that you want to create the index for, continue. It's generating the page, and here we go. It automatically generates a page that has every item that you have enabled, every category. So whatever categories you have as selected as true to print in the book, they will show here in your index. Next is options. We did cover some of this in our first video. Screen size, program color schemes, not necessary to go over that again. The tools menu, print setup, we did cover some of that in a previous video. Now compact database. If you're familiar with certain types of databases, they do need to be compacted for efficiency reasons from time to time. It's recommended that you may do this maybe once a month, depending on how heavily you use the program. To do that, you would just click Compact. It says it's ready to compact. Click OK to begin. And it's finished. It's that simple. Network Wizard, you would use that if you purchased the Pro version for networks. Reset the default will reset your network to the default settings, reset the connection. Network troubleshooting. and upgrade to Pro version for network, user's manual, and the help menu. Down here on the bottom, if you have entered your product key and you have the full version enabled, you'll see your version number and the copyright information. Otherwise, you'll see a little prompt here asking you to unlock full version. And on these screens, as usual, you can enlarge, move, and minimize as necessary. Thank you for being with us. My name is Tim from V7 Software Development.